Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Course Fundamental of Computers, Course Code 8403, Level BBA. Unit 9, Database Management. Database. Database is a collection of related data, and data is a collection of facts and figures that can be processed to produce information. It can also be defined as a collection of related data stored in a manner that enables information to be retrieved as needed. Mostly data represents recordable facts. Data aids in producing information which is based on facts. For example, if we have data about marks obtained by all students, we can then conclude about toppers and average marks. A database typically consists of tables, collection of related records, fields, columns, single category of data to be stored in a database, name, telephone number, etc. Records, rows, collection of related fields in database, all the fields for one customer, for example. Database Management System. A database management system stores data in such a way that it becomes easier to retrieve, manipulate, and produce information. Traditionally, data was organized in file formats. Database management system was a new concept then, and all the research was done to make it overcome the deficiencies in traditional style of data management. A modern database management system has the following characteristics. Real-world entity. A modern database management system is more realistic and uses real-world entities to design its architecture. It uses the behavior and attributes too. For example, a school database may use students as an entity and their age as an attribute. Relation-based tables. Database management system allows entities and relations among them to form tables. A user can understand the architecture of a database just by looking at the table names. Isolation of data and application. A database system is entirely different than its data. A database is an active entity, whereas data is said to be passive, on which the database works and organizes. Database management system also stores metadata, which is data about data, to ease its own process. Less redundancy. Database management system follows the rules of normalization, which splits a relation when any of its attributes is having redundancy in values. Normalization is a mathematically rich and scientific process that reduces data redundancy. Consistency. Consistency is a state where every relation in a database remains consistent. There exist methods and techniques which can detect attempt of leaving database in inconsistent state. A database management system can provide greater consistency as compared to earlier forms of data storing applications like file processing systems. Query language. Database management system is equipped with query language, which makes it more efficient to retrieve and manipulate data. A user can apply as many and as different filtering options as required to retrieve a set of 1. Overview database management system, 2. Data. Traditionally, it was not possible where file processing system was used. Multiple views. Database management system offers multiple views for different users. A user who is in the sales department will have a different view of database than a person working in the production department. This feature enables the users to have a concrete view of the database according to their requirements. Security. Features like multiple views offer security to some extent where users are unable to access data of other users and departments. Database management system offers methods to impose constraints while entering data into the database and retrieving the same at a large stage or later stage. Database management system offers many different levels of security features, which enables multiple users to have different views with different features. User of database management system. A typical database management system has users with different rights and permissions who use it for different purposes. Some users retrieve data and some back it up. The users of a database management system can be broadly categorized as follows. Below diagram will help you to understand some of the user of database management system. Administrator. Administrators maintain the database management system and are responsible for administrating the database. They are responsible to look after its usage and by whom it should be used. They create access profiles for users and apply limitations to maintain isolation and force security. Administrators also look after database management system resources like system license, required tools, and other software and hardware related maintenance. Designers. Designers are the group of people who actually work on the designing part of the database. They keep a close watch on what data should be kept and in what format. They identify and design the whole set of entities, relations, constraints, and views. End users. End users are those who actually reap the benefits of having a database management system. End users can range from simple viewers who pay attention to the logs or market rates to sophisticated users such as business analysts. Working with database. The database management system interface presents the user with data and the tools required to work with data. You work with the interfaces tools to perform these data management functions. Creating tables, viewing records, sorting records, creating queries, and generating reports. Creating database tables. The first step in building any database is to create one or more tables. To create a new database, you must first determine what kind of data will be stored in each table. In other words, you must define each field in the table by following a three-step process. Name the field, specify the field type, specify the field size. Understanding field types. When naming a field, indicate as briefly as possible what the field contains. Specifying the field type requires knowledge of what kind of data the database management system can understand. Most modern database systems can work with various predefined field types. Text fields, also called string fields, character fields, or alphanumeric fields, accept any string of letters or numbers that are not used in calculations. Such an entry might be a person's name, a company's name, an address, a phone number, or any other textual data. Numeric fields store purely numeric data. The numbers in a numeric field might represent currency, percentages, statistics, quantities, or any other value that can be but is not necessarily used in calculations. A date field or time field stores date or time entries. These field types convert a date or time entry into a numeric value, just as dates and times are stored internally as serial numbers in spreadsheet cells. Logical fields, also called Boolean fields, store one of only two possible values. You can apply almost any description for the data, yes or no, true or false, on or off, and so forth. Entering data in a table. After the table has been set up, data can be entered. In most cases, entering data is a matter of typing characters at the keyboard. Entering data in a database table is much like entering data in a spreadsheet program. The process can have more pitfalls than you might expect, however, especially if it is being carried out by someone other than the table's designer. Viewing records. The way data appears on screen contributes to how easily users can work with it. You have already seen examples of data presented in two-dimensional worksheet-style tables. With many database management system products, you use the table view, sometimes called the datasheet view, to create a database table and to modify field specifications. This view is also suitable for seeing a list of records that you request to view in some meaningful way, such as all customers who live in the same city. Sometimes viewing the entire table is unwieldy because there are too many entries. Filters are a database management system feature for displaying a selected list or subset of records from a table. The visible records satisfy a condition that the user sets. It is called a filter because it tells the database management system to display those records that satisfy the condition while hiding or filtering out those that do not. Sorting records. One of the most powerful features of a database management system is the ability to sort a table of data, either for a printed report or for display on the screen. Sorting arranges records according to the contents of one or more fields. For example, in a table of products, you can sort records into numerical order by product ID or into alphabetical order by product name. To obtain the list sorted by product name, you define the condition for the product name field that tells the database management system to rearrange the records in the alphabetical order for this data. Queuing a database. In a manner similar to entering sort conditions, You can enter expressions or criteria that allow the database management system to locate records, establish relationships or links between tables to update records, list a subset of records, perform calculations, delete obsolete records, perform other data management tasks. Any of these types of requests is called a query, a user-constructed statement that describes data and sets criteria so that the database management system can gather the desired data and construct specific information. In other words, a query is a more powerful type of filter that can gather information from multiple tables in a relational database. Generating reports. Not all database management system operations have to occur on screen. Just as forms can be based on queries, so can reports. A report is printed information that, like a query result, is assembled by gathering database on user-supplied criteria. In fact, report generators in most database management systems create reports from queries. Reports can range from simple lists of records to customized formats for specific purposes, such as invoices. Report generators can use selected data and criteria to carry out automated mathematical calculations as the report is printed. Database at work. Databases can make your organization much more efficient and give management valuable insights. They help make sense of your information. They can help you make your products and services more valuable. They can help you sell more. For example, if you own an online store, you could use a database for your website to keep track of customer data, purchases, prices, and other information. This can be transferred directly into your accounting system, saving you the time to collect the data, find the corresponding spreadsheet, and input the data yourself. Common corporate database management systems. Over the years, database management systems have come and gone. In the early 1980s, database was the dominant commercial database system, but today enterprise systems dominate the scene. Oracle database, IBM Corp's DB2, Microsoft SQL Server. Oracle. First introduced more than 25 years ago, the Oracle database system has become the most popular enterprise-level database management system in the world, with around 40% of this market. Oracle-like database management system competitors, Microsoft and IBM offers a large suite of applications, utilities, and languages that can be used together to solve business problems and manage data. However, Oracle is losing market share to rivals IBM and Microsoft. Oracle has a reputation as the most flexible enterprise database management system, but with this flexibility comes its equally famous complexity. In addition, Oracle is capable of running on various operating systems: Windows, Unix, Macintosh, and Linux, a capability sometimes known as platform independence. IBM Corp's DB2. DB2 is a relational database management system originally introduced by IBM in 1983 to run on its MVS multiple virtual storage mainframe platform. The name refers to the shift from the prevalent hierarchical database model to the new relational model. Although DB2 was initially designed to work exclusively on IBM mainframe platforms, it was later ported to other widely used operating systems like Unix, Windows, and presently in Linux. DB2 is an integral part of IBM's information management portfolio. It is a full-featured, high-performance database engine capable of handling large quantities of data and concurrently serving many users. Microsoft SQL Server. SQL Server is Microsoft's relational database management system. It is a full-featured database primarily designed to compete against competitors Oracle database and Microsoft SQL. Like all major relational database management systems, SQL Server supports NSI SQL, the standard SQL language. However, SQL Server also contains TSQL, its own SQL implementation. SQL Server Management Studio, previously known as Enterprise Manager, is SQL Server's main interface tool, and it supports 32-bit and 64-bit environments. SQL Server is sometimes referred to as MS SQL and Microsoft SQL Server. Thank you. That sums up the 9th unit.